Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to Jets Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I'm going to give you guys my player profile on Corey Davis and break down his strengths, weaknesses, and go over him as a player because, as you guys know, I have a whole series here on Jets Media where I break down each player, giving you guys my player profile, and now I'm pivoting to the free agents we just acquired in the previous offseason. I just broke down Carl Lawson, and next up is indeed Corey Davis. So if you guys are new to Jets Media, please do not forget to smash that subscribe button, and if you want to check me out over on Instagram and Twitter, that is at NYJets_media. And if you enjoy the video, please do not forget to thumbs it up. With that being said, let's jump right into Corey Davis. So as we know, in this past offseason, the New York Jets were definitely looking at the wide receiver position and saying we need to revamp this squad because last year was abysmal, especially with the injuries, had a lot to do with it. But we had Chris Hogan, Jeff Smith, Lawrence Cager out there as our starters at one point. Poor Sam Darnold. But man, this wide receiving team is now completely different. We got a veteran in Corey Davis who is only 26 years old. We got a young stud rookie Elijah Moore. We still have Denzel Mims entering year 2. We got Jamison Crowder coming back. We got Keelan Cole. This wide receiving group looks so much fun. And Corey Davis is indeed the #1 receiver on paper because he has the most experience and we can expect him to be that outside receiver that Zach Wilson relies on the most. Not saying that Elijah Moore and Denzel Mims and Jamison Crowder are not going to get a lot of looks, obviously. He's going to be spreading the love everywhere. But I predict Corey Davis to have the most yards for the New York Jets when it comes to wide receivers this season. So Corey Davis is a very interesting player because he was a former 5th overall pick out of the draft, going to the Tennessee Titans, had one of the greatest college performances in wide receiver history, to be honest. But then he comes to the Titans, did not live up to the 5th overall pick due to durability issues, and then A.J. Brown gets drafted, and he steals the spotlight. But man, last year was Corey Davis's breakout season with the Tennessee Titans. He was like 16 yards shy of 1,000 yards. He was the best wide receiver when it comes to play-action passes. He's coming from a very familiar system in Tennessee. They ran a very West Coast style offense that we're implementing here with Mike LaFleur, so he understands his system, and I feel like he's going to be a very good player for the New York Jets. And my favorite part about Corey Davis is very similar to Carl Lawson. He's 26 years old, and I feel like he's entering the prime of his career, and we did not give him a contract because he was really good on the Titans. We're giving him a contract because we feel like he's going to hit his utmost potential on the New York Jets, and I feel like that's what Joe Douglas's approach in this offseason was, giving a lot of money to players that he believes can have their best, times of their career, have career years with the New York Jets. And I feel like this system, the quarterback in Zach Wilson, and everything's going to look good with Corey Davis. So let's get right into his strengths. The first thing I want to talk about is definitely his route running. His ability to create separation is very good for a Corey Davis because this offense, you need to be able to get separation from your opponent. I feel like any offense, you need to be able to do that, but this offense relies on the ability to get 1 or 2 yards separation, getting the ball on the move, and being able to run after the catch. And that's also what he's great at, which is the next strength that I have. Yak, the yard after the catch ability. Corey Davis, when he has the ball in his hands, he's a big body and he's hard to tackle. He's really hard to bring you down. He's not one of those guys that will juke you out. He's more of a power receiver. And when he has the ball in his hands, he's really good balance. And when people are trying to tackle him, he can stiff arm you, he can run you over, and he's hard to bring down. Corey Davis is a guy that is very good at picking up yards after the catch. Another thing he's great at is play action passes, one of the best in the NFL, like I just mentioned earlier. He has the ability to run a seam, a route over the middle. When Zach Wilson play action rolls to his right, Corey Davis understands what his ability is in the play action game. He has experience in the system in Tennessee, and I feel like it's going to translate so beautifully with the New York Jets, and I'm so excited to see what Corey Davis can do here in New York. Another thing that is a strength of his is his sheer size. I think he's around 6'3", 6'4", and he's a big body. He's a guy that can go up there, make the contested catch over anybody. He can match up against a big cornerback, and he's just a prototype, stereotypical outside receiver in the NFL that you want on your squad. He has a wide receiver 1 potential written all over him, and I really do believe that he is going to have a career season with the New York Jets this year, better than he's ever had on the Tennessee Titans. And if you guys think about it this way, last year Corey Davis was almost 16 yards shy of a 1,000-yard season, and that's in an offense that's dominated by Derrick Henry and A.J. Brown. So imagine what Corey Davis can do when he's more of the #1 option when it comes to the passing game with the New York Jets. I feel like he's going to get a lot of looks, and I'm so excited to see what he can do. He has wide receiver 1 potential written all over him. That's another strength that I have. He is a stereotypical guy that can line up on the outside. The number 1 cornerbacks of the opposing defenses are going to be lining up against Corey Davis, and he has experience. He knows what it takes, and that's going to take a lot of pressure off of guys like Denzel and Elijah Moore, James and Crowder, because they're not going to get the top cornerbacks against them. So that's going to benefit. I feel like Corey Davis has the ability to match up against anybody. I'm not saying he can take a guy like Jalen Ramsey and score 2 touchdowns on him, but I feel like he has the experience in the NFL and the confidence within himself to go out there and beat anybody that lines up in front of him. Another thing that I alluded to earlier is he's entering the prime of his career. 26 years old is a great age to be at wide receiver. I feel like between 26 and 30 years old, that's the prime. And I mentioned this in my Carl Lawson video. They're very similar in terms of age, and I love that Joe Douglas is doing the same thing on both sides of the ball, getting guys in Carl Lawson and Corey Davis who are 26 years old, and he feels like the utmost potential is within him, and they're going to get that in the New York Jets. And another thing I want to mention with Corey Davis is his sure mentality, his work ethic. I feel like he's just full of football. All he does is live and breathe it, and I feel like we can say that about anybody, but Corey Davis is known to be a film junkie, and his mentality is what's made him so good in the NFL, especially in the college ranks, and hopefully he can live up to that 5th overall pick. So let's get into some of his weaknesses. The first thing is definitely durability. Earlier on in his career, that was more of an issue. In the past 2 years, he's been pretty durable. He's been available for the most part for the Tennessee Titans, but it's definitely something I wanted to bring up, especially because the New York Jets' history of wide receivers going down with injuries. Remember last year, Denzel Mims had 2 hamstring problems. Jameson Crowder went down. Brashad Perriman went down. Our top 3 receivers were injured last year for like 4 or 5 weeks straight, and it was very frustrating. So hopefully Corey Davis can stay healthy. He actually already injured himself, but he's fine. It's not a severe injury, but in OTAs, he went up for a pass, went down on his shoulder, and it was a little sore, but it's nothing to be concerned about. He should be ready for training camp, but definitely something to look out for. Another weakness is he's never really lived up to that number 5th overall pick selection. Guys, if you're picked 5 overall as a wide receiver, you're expected to be like a top 10 receiver in the NFL. I mean, it's really rare for a receiver to go that early, and if you do go that early, the expectations through the roof, and the reality is he's never really lived up to those expectations. But over time, he was more of a late bloomer. Last year, he had his breakout season with the Tennessee Titans, having around 90 something yards or something like that with the Tennessee Titans. So I feel like he's going to live up to the potential on the Jets, like I keep alluding to. But those are the really only weaknesses I have for him. And let's get into his expectations. I do expect Corey Davis to have around 1,000 receiving yards if he plays all 17 games for sure. I feel like this is a number that he can easily get to, especially if he's the number 1 option in this offense when it comes to the wide receiving group. I feel like Zach Wilson needs to rely on him the most. He's the veteran that understands the system, especially coming from Tennessee. Another expectation is consistency. I don't want to see Corey Davis, year off. I don't want to see him have a breakout game, 100 yards, 3 touchdowns, and then the next game just go out there, 3 receptions, 24 yards. I would like to see him be consistent. I want to see him be a heavy part of the offense. I want to see Mike LaFleur get involved in Corey Davis' running routes down the seed, a little slant. He can do everything. He's a very versatile wide receiver that can run pretty much any single route on the route tree. And another expectation is be reliable for Zach Wilson, because we have to remember Zach Wilson is a rookie. He's going to have his hiccups, and to have a guy like Corey Davis to be there for Zach Wilson his rookie season is just so huge. So I expect him to be reliable for our rookie quarterback. So leave a comment down below your thoughts of Corey Davis, and please let me know what you expect from him. Let me know your stat predictions down below. Love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section. I appreciate all the support here in Jets Media. Stay tuned for more content, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Let's go Jets. Peace.